Hey everybody! Today we have, with Talking Trash with Ash, we have a very exciting guest because she is our first upcycling artist in the series. So that means for people who are new to this, it's artists who work with recycled materials. And her name is Adriana Jaramillo, and her business is called Trapillo Art. And so as the Instagram is sending out the invitations to everyone, I'll just give you a little bit of background about her, and then she'll be joining us soon for the live conversation. So anyway, I'm happy you're here, and well, I'm going to let her talk more and introduce herself. But as we're waiting, she is a native of Colombia, but she has been in the U.S. for a while now, and she got her her degree in interior design from the New York School of Interior Design, and then moved to the DC area while later, and she'll tell you more about it. But anyway, her background is in interior design, and she has started a new small business where she oh yeah, we have people joining now. Hello. Where she works with recycled materials to create her beautiful crocheted baskets and various different types of products that are functional art that use recycled materials. Let me see. Oh, there she is. Yep. I'm gonna send her an invite. Actually, Adriana, if you see this, if you can request to join the conversation, let me see if I can, is this invite to, ah, there you are. Oh, I'm still a novice with Instagram. So she'll be joining us in just a minute. I think it went through. Let me know, Adriana, if the invite didn't get sent. But yes, if you're just joining us, we will be interviewing our first upside. Oh, there she is. Okay. Let's see. Here we go. All right, let's see, did that go through? Hi, did you get the invite? I'm worried my internet might be a little slow or something. Don't see it. Can you request to join? Let me see. Let's see, I just sent it again. It says you're unable to join. Well, we're having a little technical issue, sorry. How about this? Adriana, can you log or exit the live and then join it again? And it should say something like request to join, because when I send it to you, it says that that it doesn't, it's unable to have you join from my invite. So you might have to request to join, if that makes sense. Hello, South Carolina. Awesome. Thank you for joining us. We're having a little, oh, wait, here she is. Okay, go live. There she is. So if you're just joining us, I'm really excited because Adriana is our first upcycling artist in the series. There she is. Hi. Sorry about that.
I think
I don't know how, I'm so like, I don't know how Instagram, I'm still learning.
I do it from my computer instead of the phone, but I think that's why it didn't let me join. But
oh yeah, it's frustrating. Yeah, yep, it has to be by your phone, and yeah. Anyway, well, welcome. I'm really happy that you are here, and I'm really excited that I kind of want to ring a bell because I'm like, you're our first upcycling artist, yay! So for folks who are just joining us, I'm here with Adriana Jaramillo of Trapillo Art, and I'm gonna let her start. And well, actually, let's start with a couple of quick icebreaker questions, and then I want to get into like what you do and what's inspired you, and yada yada. So, so I have three little icebreaker questions. The first one is, are you a coffee or tea person?
coffee. I'm from Colombia, so
Yeah.
coffee.
Okay. Do you ever drink tea, or is it just you're just like sometimes? Yeah. Okay. Well, that makes sense. Okay. Are you a cat or dog or other animal person?
I'm an animal person. I love animals, but I have a dog. I have a pug, and
Oh, you have a
he
pug?
and he's my baby. I'd say I'm a dog person.
Yeah, I love pugs. We don't have a dog right now, but they're like one of my favorites, so that's cool. And then the last, because I'm imagining you've probably traveled lots of different places. Do you have a favorite place that you've traveled, like pre all of this stuff going on now? But
It's a tough one.
or like it doesn't have to be a favorite, just like a memorable vacation or like beautiful
I
place you visited.
Europe, like it's so hard to choose just one. In France, Paris for a while, and I love that city, but it would be hard to choose just one. So
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Okay. Well, let's get into the nitty gritty. So, um, I would love for you to just talk about sort of your background and then what inspired you to start Trapillo Art.
sure. So as you mentioned, I am an interior designer. I got um, a BFA in interior design from school in New York City, and I started working as a designer there before moving to the DC area. And so I worked there for a designer for a couple of years. And then when I moved to DC, I kind of got pregnant right away.
Yeah.
So, uh, so I had been a stay-at-home mom for a long time. And then I had started working in design not right before the pandemic, but a short time before the pandemic started. I had like tried to start going back to my roots. So that's what I did before this started.
And how has let's go to what you're doing now, and then I have a couple questions after that. But anyway, so talk about Trapillo. What is Trapillo yarn and etc. So
Okay, so I'll tell you a little bit how I got started back
yes.
in March year. It was, 1 year into the pandemic. I had been at home with my family, just like everyone else, and I was taking care of everyone, just as every mom and every caregiver. Um, and I thought I wanted to do something for myself, like try something new,
Right.
different. And so I had seen these posts on Facebook about these ladies that teach crochet and this type of making this type of objects. And so one day I decided to give it a try. I never crocheted before.
Oh, really? You
I
fooled me.
I knew how to knit. I knitted maybe a scarf in my life, but I think I'm pretty crafty, so I thought, I'll give it a try. Can't be that hard. And so I took a class with them, and it was amazing. And they asked me, do you have this is the material that we're working with? Can you get it over there? Because the classes are taught from Colombia.
Oh, wow.
And so I'm like, yeah, sure. I'll just go to the craft store and get it. And so I went to craft stores around here, and no one really knew what I was talking about. I couldn't find it in any store. So I started doing a little more research, and I found out, the story of the trapillo, how it's made, and so I had a bit of a hard time actually finding it here in the U.S.
Oh, wow.
Not that common. It's a little pricey for some reason, even though it's made from the remnants or the excess textiles from the fashion industry.
Right.
I'll show you what I'm
Oh,
working.
wow. That is a big yarn. Wow. It looks very like spongy, right? It's like very soft.
But it's heavy,
Mm-hmm.
and so it comes usually in balls like this, but it's not one thread, because if you can imagine the big pieces of textiles when it's ready to be cut into t-shirts and other garments, it's just a certain area, and what they do is they cut the sides and make it the right size for cutting, and all those remnants are then put together and sewn together where they need to be. So you find that they have little knots. I don't know if you can see.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I,
Where they're pieced together.
right. Oh,
Uh,
wow.
so you find a couple of those in one of these balls. So you have to work with that. You have to. What I do is I sew the pieces together so you don't see the knot in the finished basket. But these are some. I'll show you another piece that I got in one of my. Also, this is an actual textile that was not cut properly. So
Okay.
I find this in and I have to, work with it
Right.
to make it work.
Wow. Well, oh, I'm kicking myself because I literally drove in like from out of town just so what I meant to do like just a few minutes ago before our interview started was to bring down the piece that I bought from you because I love it and I actually have it upstairs, and so I meant to have it here, but I will make a little video later and show it. But I purchased this beautiful I guess oblong. I don't know, like it's more of a rectangular holder for I'm gonna use it on my desk, but it's like a light blue, beautiful piece, and it's so like it's very you couldn't tell like that there are any like little not imperfections or abnormalities with the yarn because it's just very you do a great job is what I'm trying to say. So
I little, imperfections, as you said, because it's a very humbling material because it's imperfect.
right.
If you start with something imperfect, you'll end up with something imperfect, and it's been a little hard for me because I'm kind of a perfectionist.
Yeah.
It's that's the beauty of the material.
Right. Well, so is Trapillo yarn from Colombia? Like, I know you purchased it from Colombia. Is
Yeah.
it, okay. Could you talk a little more about the origins of it?
My supplier right now is located in Colombia. I found after this research that it's very common in South America, in Brazil, Colombia, Peru, and it's also very common in like Eastern European countries.
Oh, okay.
Because the US doesn't have a big textile industry, everything's outsourced. That's why you don't find local material here.
Okay.
So Colombia has a decent textile industry. It's unfortunately or kind of dying because it's so hard to compete with China and other countries.
Right.
But it has a decent textile industry. So that's why I'm able to find all this material
How easy would it be for someone who would be interested in purchasing, like how can you kind of talk through the process of you purchasing it and like how long it tends to take to get here for you to make? Because I just remember when we were at the show together, we were both at a craft show together, and you were talking about making sure you had enough yarn to make new creations because you can't people were snapping up your items, and so like you're like I gotta get more more supply. Like how long does it take to get
right?
here?
Working on that. I'm trying to work with my supplier to get more material here, trying to find maybe something more local, something that's already here. There's I can later I can post some resources of where to find. I found a couple of places on eBay that where you can order it, and it just takes a week or so.
Okay, that's not bad.
Just re-
So I've noticed do you tend to have like a certain color palette that you like working with when you make, or do you just work with what yarn you get, like, or how do you choose like what colors you
well,
work with?
there's infinite possibilities because whatever clothes are being made, that's how many colors you can get. But
Right.
I'm very neutral and black and gray and white person. So I started with grays, but then I saw the amazing, like, beautiful colors that you can find. So right now I'm just exploring a little bit of everything.
Oh, so my friend Samantha, who actually you met her at the Samantha, I won't say her last name because I don't know if she cares about it, but Samantha that you met at the Upcycle Craft Show, she said that she's eyeing the yellow basket right now. Can you push it up a little closer so she can see it? See, like, look at that work. Like, it's so, you do such a beautiful job. I mean, and you make it sound like it's easy to like learn how to do. I mean, I spent a lot of time trying to learn how to knit and crochet, and you have to have a certain type of talent to like be able to, because my point is I don't have that talent. I tried to teach myself. I can't do that. It's beautiful. Um,
A lot of practice. If you check my house, it's full of baskets everywhere.
right.
My daughter was like, "Are you making more? More? Where are you gonna put them?" So that was one of the reasons why I decided to start selling them, because I love them so much.
Yeah, that's with my jewelry. Like I just started collecting jewelry and making little things, and then I just started making so many things. I'm like, what am I gonna do with all? So it's like, so yeah. So can you talk about like, because it's funny you mentioned that you were like a neutral black, white, gray person, and I'm very much obviously like a big color person, and so I'm finding like when I make things, I'm having to try to start toning down my color preferences because most people don't want like the super bright. And you still have beautiful bright colors, but not like yours is definitely very sophisticated and not like in your face, but still beautiful, like more elegant than. And so can you talk about a little bit about how your interior design background is influenced like what you decide to make, and the fact that your creations are very functional, like, which is nice for art, that like people can actually see using it in their home.
Sure. So that's one of the reasons that the ad for the classes caught my eye, because I'm always in the lookout for like cute decorative objects, and I'm also very organized. I don't want to brag, but
No, it's good. That's a good thing. I need to pick your brain later.
but
Anyway.
if you open a drawer or a closet, I have boxes and baskets, and everything's grouped together and organized in little compartments. That's how my brain works. So when I saw this, it was like the perfect combination of something you want to show off and something that you can use to organize. So that one of the first, I will show you one of the first baskets I made. Of course, I used for the common things that we have at home right now. My masks, the wipes, hand sanitizer. So everything in my place is stored like this.
Right.
And
Yeah,
then
no, and it helps visually, like to tie it together so it doesn't just look like you dumped your medicine cabinet on the table. It's just what we do here. So, um, so Recraft in South Carolina, I'm sure, yeah, they just asked, the yarn you showed looked like a non-woven t-shirt material. Is it possible to make yarn from old t-shirts or new surplus t-shirts? I guess just here, like,
yeah,
could someone at home maybe use their old t-shirt or something? What do you think about that?
I've had many people come to me and say, "Oh, I used to make this from old T-shirts." There's a bunch of tutorials, of course, in YouTube where they tell you exactly how, because there's a way to make it more efficient and to make sure you get the longest pieces from one piece. But yeah, sure.
What
There,
about if there's like screen printing and all that kind of stuff though? Because like the yarn that you use, is very like solid uniform color. It's not like, I'm thinking of like a t-shirt from like a concert I went to. Like it's gonna have a screen print stuff or whatever.
will have a fun design at the end, because and there's I'm starting to see if I can order some, but there's some that come with prints.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and so the design, I'm wondering how it's gonna, when you actually weave it, how it's gonna show. But I think it would be fun.
It reminds me, have you seen some of the artists that use like recycled paper or like magazines and they like, I forget what the quilling, or it's not quilling because it's not, the paper's not designed for it, but it's recycled, like, you know what I'm saying? And it makes, I have a picture frame somewhere upstairs that's made with that kind of like recycled like magazines or something. And it really looks cool, but it's like you just don't know what it's going to look like till you finish it. Um, so let's see. So talk a little bit about, and I also want to keep mindful of your time too. What's it like being a small business owner with your kids? And I mean, yeah, like I can relate, but talk about like how is it? How have you found it? Like, opening this business with everything going on and taking care of kids and all the back and forth and
It's
stuff.
a learning curve. I'm just getting started, so I'm learning every day. It's the first time I've ever done anything like this. Way way back years ago, I was an employee, 9 to 5. Then I was a stay-at-home mom. So this is like completely new chapter for me.
Right.
But I'm enjoying it. I'm learning, and I'm hoping it's gonna do really well. So
I think it will. And I think like I noticed like at the show, like a lot of people like were drawn because you had this beautiful display, which I think I might have a picture I took that I could post on our Instagram, but to just you like you can tell your interior design background because you like the way you spaced everything out was just beautiful, and like it really drew people to your work. And what was I gonna say? There's something I'm forgetting. Well, one, how can people obviously like how if someone wants to buy, because I know Samantha's asking questions about colors and things, she wants to find out more. How can someone what's the easiest way to contact you to purchase items?
uh, I have a shop on Etsy. You can find me there, Trapillo Art shop on Etsy. And if you're local, I'm gonna be in a couple of like trade shows in November and December.
Okay, great.
Uh, Also, just if you contact me through Instagram, I can help you out. I'm hoping to get a bunch of material pretty soon, so I can do, custom sizes, um, custom colors, if you let me know soon. So yeah,
Can you talk a little, because you make lots of different things though, not just like, so can you give like all the different, or don't have to do all the different, but like the various, examples of all the neat things that or neat pieces that you make from the yarn?
yeah, just getting started.
Yeah.
And the thing I learned, and maybe the easiest, was, the baskets. But I also made this, and I've only made one for me, but I'm hoping to work on this soon. I made this.
Oh,
Um,
that's beautiful. That's a beautiful color too.
Bag, or like a summery kind of bag. Um, this I also made. I'll show you. I've also made uh, a rug for my
Oh,
dog.
wow. Oh, that's beautiful.
So there's so many things you can make with this material. It's fascinating, really.
Yeah, and you make jewelry, right?
And
Like you were wearing a beautiful cuff at the show.
so my leftovers, because I also want to try to be zero waste. Whatever I have left, I started making these like cute bracelets.
Yeah, they're beautiful. Um, yeah, look at I love that's my style. I love the like big chunky um cuffs and things and um so yeah, I mean, I know you keep saying like that you just started and I know you did, but like to give you credit, like you've made all these neat designs, beautiful designs using recycled materials and you're really like you have a very I like big Instagram following. So a lot of people are drawn to your work. So I guess, and I'm sure, we'll talk after or offline or whatever, but anytime you have a show and you want me to post it or help spread the word, like, just let me know and I follow you anyway, but so that no more people can, if they're local to DC, can come or DC area, come and see it, see your items in person. And then also we'll put the link to your Etsy shop. I'm going to be like loading various things on Facebook and Instagram. I can't really do the links, but I'll figure out, we'll figure out ways so that we can list your shop so people watching. Oh, Samantha said, how did you make the purse and rug? Do you use patterns or a loom?
No, so this is one piece of yarn. So you don't stop. You go around and around and around. Even the handles are just from that same yarn.
Oh, wow.
Uh, YouTube. Find it on YouTube. It doesn't exist, I guess. Once I knew, once you know the, the stitches, it's just a combination of those same basic stitches. So
Right.
so I'm just trying this. I made in the rug I made with the class, and this is a little different because this is like when you change colors,
Yeah.
it gets a little different, but still just one piece of yarn going back and forth. Um,
Yeah. No, it's beautiful. I love the as a chevron or something, how you describe the design, like the zigzag design. Um, and
fun.
I love the display. Like you in the behind you, you have one holding flowers, like one of your baskets. I mean, yeah, you do beautiful work, and I can tell from everyone watching. And yeah, Samantha just said, "Wow," and your beautiful like the pictures you take of your work too are beautiful. And so I encourage people who are maybe just seeing your work for the first time to go and follow you. And it's at Trapillo Art, right? TRAP, and I'll put the link later, but TRAPILLOART on Instagram. Okay, well, cool. Well, um, yeah, I mean, next time do you have a show that's coming up in November, you said?
Yeah, so the Mona Moms group. It's like Moms of North Arlington groups, and they have a pop-up market in November, so I'm gonna be there. I'll let you know.
Yeah, let me know and I'll post because I know a lot of the a lot of the viewers and also people who watch on the replay, a lot of them are in the area, so it would be nice to know where they can come and see your work next in person. So Well, great. Well, I really appreciate your time and you showing everything that you're making, and yeah, obviously we're gonna keep in touch. But yeah, I'm really happy you did this today. So thank you for joining me.
Thank you, and I want to thank you for inviting me. And I want to say that you're amazing, and
Oh,
everything you you know, is amazing, and everything you do on this other part of your endeavors is amazing. I love how you're educating, engaging, and bringing awareness um, about just taking care of our planet, and so I do. So thank you so much.
thank you. And I feel like what's the word? Um, I feel like it's a selfish reason because I'm like, well, I'm getting the inside scoop on this cool, like, like eco-friendly, we don't even have the yarn here yet, and you're telling us, you're educating us about this. And so I'm really honored that you could join and show your beautiful creations that, again, like, aren't as easy as what on YouTube, and you're making it sound like it's easy. It does. I mean, at least not for me. You do beautiful work, and so I will definitely be following you and posting when you're at shows and etc. So, and keeping in touch also otherwise. So anyway, all right. Well, have a good rest of your day, and thank you guys all for watching. Next week, I'm going to be with Spare Parts in San Antonio, a creative reuse center. But again, thank you, Adriana Jaramillo from Trapillo Art, for being the first upcycling artist here. Thank you. And yeah, we'll be in touch soon. All right. Bye-bye.